used it, right? Yeah. So it's going to be, so now I'm going to be using this API key here.
What is the use of API keys actually? Because can't we just have an API that we can just directly copy paste without any API key?
Right now, the API that we are using, so let me share my screen. Right now, the API that we are using requires an API key for it. So now when I remove this app ID and just call it with city, it's going to say invalid API key. That is
Okay,
like, that is the way.
but like
Mhm.
I'm asking like why an API key?
So, I mean, they need to tie every hit with something, right? They need to know which account it's coming from. So instead of sending your username and login or credentials that me as Shubhra Rakutyar is sending this API, every user will generate an API key. And now even when you use this, it will get tied to my account, and the accounts has like, because these are all pricing based, right? They need to know which account has used how many, and after 1,000 calls they're going to start charging and things like that. So it's a
Oh,
identifier for your account.
okay. Now got it.
Yeah. So any paid subscription usually would have an API key. Or actually, anyway, even if you're building, I would recommend having an API key just to know which account this is coming from. So we have the API key and we call this. We need to, so at this point, this returns as the weather response. So let's store that in a variable called response. So this response will every whatever this current weather returns to us, we'll store that in response. Let's get the temperature from there. So temperature is equal to response dot main dot temp. Then let's get the condition is equal to response dot condition dot description. This was based on what the data class that we built here. And we built this data class based on the API response that weather map provided us. So now that we have both of these, we're going to set the result dot text is equal to let's say temperature would be, and if we're using any sort of variable here, then always follow it within a string. Always uh, precursor should be $. So that is temperature. Then we can go into the next line, and condition is condition.
Can't we just have multi-line strings? Does Kotlin even have multi-line strings?
Yes, it does. It does.
Oh, so then why are we using
So
slash?
we can always have multi-line strings, and we can, I mean, it depends on how you want to do it. There are multiple ways to do it. So we can move this into a multi-line string as well.
And what is result?
So
Is it like a component?
sorry.
Like what is result? Is it like a component?
Yes, here we have mentioned that result is the component where we are going to be showing the result.
Okay,
This at
okay.
the bottom. So sorry. So you can always do what were we doing? Temperature, and then condition. If you want the city, then oh, not and $city name. So, and we set that to our result dot text is equal to. So this, have we covered everything here? Result dot text, and then at on the catch exception, let's just say result dot text is equal to let's just show the error that we get directly from the exception.
Something busted in the back end, you can say.
Or something went wrong because you didn't input the right thing, right? So we can just show e dot message check input. We show the e dot message. Yeah. Mhm. For now, that's okay. Ideally, we don't make the time. Let's see if we run into any issues. So this part is the main thing where we call the API, get the name, temperature, description, set the result text, and I think this is the first time I'm running this. So it's taking longer.
In line number 17, what does it mean? Class main activity extends app compact activity.
Uh, is of type app compact activity. As
Oh.
so, app compact activity is something that's already by default. Actually, yeah, you can say extends. Actually, sorry, extends is right. So, app compact activity is something that's already written in Java by default, and
Okay.
we're going to be using that handles on create, on resume, these on create functions that you see. Sorry. On create function that you do see here, all that comes from the app compact activity. If I go into this, it's coming from here. So it's like how we write the first line in Java. For any activity, unless you have a activity template like a base activity, the starter place would be an app compact activity unless you're using something called Jetpack Compose. So that would be a compose activity. So on the right, I don't know if you can see the app that is loaded. So let's say London. Oh, sorry. Weather data will appear here. Get weather. Okay, first of all, we need to set it to the left. Attempt to invoke dot get
Is, is this
description.
a null pointer exception?
Might be. Um, weather dot get description is wrong. Is that what it's saying? Let's see. This is Bluetooth adapter is not. Okay. So if it's not in the logcat, it's not a crash that we're seeing. So attempt to invoke get description. So okay, let's see our response again. Uh, and let's open the API call. Is this right? So weather is of types list. Sorry. So this is list of weather. As you can see in this API call, it's a list and not just a JSON data class. And that within the list are multiple JSON data classes. So um, list of weather and get description. I think this should work. I think that was the issue that we were facing. Let's also change the UI a little bit, but oh yeah, now that we changed it, response dot condition dot ideally first or null. um, Now that we have we're allowing it to be null, and only if it's not null, then get the description. So for that, we're going to add a question mark here. Otherwise, just leave it empty. So condition first or null is basically of zero, list of zero equivalent. So which is the first not null list element that you're getting. So now let's try with London. Parameter. Mm, just also handle this. Not applicable. Response dot condition. We have the name string list of weather response, and that weather response we only care about the description. We have the main temperature and double. Let's double check with the API. Weather is oh, it's called weather, not condition. My bad. Sorry. These are just normal mapping mistakes. So this parameter should always match what is there in the API. I thought it was called condition, but it's called weather. I don't know how. And we change it here as well. Let's hope. Input London. Yeah, we can see we need to set this right. City, London, temperature 11.23, but we should also add the units after it that we need to do, and condition moderate rain. So let's try with um, let's say New York. So this has a space. So let's see if it handles it on its own. So yeah, we definitely do need to add the units. But apart from that, the API seems to be working fine. And let's just quickly move it to the left. Activity main. So let's say width, let it be gravity to the left. Let's start from the left. Um, Let us increase the text size a little bit. Um, we're okay with so constrained top to bottom off, and let's also add the start to start off, parent and end to end of parent. Oh, my bad. If I do this, it's always going to be in the same. Why is this? Um, I'm a little confused as to why it's doing this. Layout width, height is wrap content is okay. Um, this is a text view that is within a constraint layout, and um, ideally it should start from, if it's center, it should start from here, and it should. I think this should resolve it. San Jose. No. Mm. Oh, that's because I added a indentation in the main activities, and it's going to include the indentation as well.
I think we need to fully de-indent it.
So, what do you mean
Like,
with this?
push it to the utmost left.
You're saying with this? Oh, sorry.
No, like the text inside, only the text inside.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
What
I'm
do you mean?
telling to push it. We have to keep like
Yes.
de-indenting it until it reaches the
You're
most.
saying this
Yeah, like that. But without that quote,
without the quote. Why
like
without
the
the quote?
quote can be in the same indentation, but yeah, like this.
Okay.
Yeah,
Interesting. I don't know this. Okay. So multi-line takes in all the indentation that you provided.
yeah, think so.
Oh, good catch. Yeah. Now I can see it on the left. So, um, I mean, I'd highly recommend if you guys could go and beautify this. Right now, we're only focusing on as much as the basic things, and then if you wanted to add like a background tint to be white, and right now it's black or anything. Oh, but our text is also. Mm, mm. Background should not do it. It should be color tint. Which one before content? I might be wrong in this. Let me Google this. I'm not sure. Okay, I don't know which one did it though. Either way, I think this will have to change the color for everything and everything. So please do try installing and making these changes and making the app prettier. Um, for now, everything that we did today. Any questions until what we did today, right now? Until what we did right now?
No. But I have a question
Um,
though.
y- yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, like I'm not able to understand the constraint start to start off and end to end of parent.
Are you talking about the so you understood the top to bottom, right? Top
Top
to
to
top
bottom,
of,
yeah, I got
top to
that.
bottom of. So start to start
Yeah,
off.
yeah.
So top to top of and top to bottom of is like a what do we say? Vertically constraining it. But horizontally also we need to constrain it. Otherwise it always goes into 0 comma 0. So now when we vertically constrain, not 0 comma 0, so when we initially it immediately goes down to 0 comma 0, then we vertically constrain it and it goes on to like a specific location in the vertical place. Right now it's convenient because we only have 3 4 elements and we just put one top to bottom of, we're okay. But ideally every element needs to be constrained from all 4 sides and telling it that this is where you're supposed to sit no matter what. So it
Okay.
should have vertical, not 4, it should have vertical and horizontal for sure. So now our parent is, let's say, okay, let's do one thing. Let's move this onto the right. Okay. So our width is not going to be, not for this, sorry. Our edit text width is going to be, let's say, 12 dp, or not 12 dp, 100 dp. It's going to be small. Um, and is this now what we're gonna do is we're removing top to bottom of city and we're gonna put it as the title instead. So header title. So now our button is also gone on start to the, so start to start, I want it to sit next to the edit text. So start to start off at id, sorry, city. Why isn't it coming? So sorry, no, it's not start to start off, but it's going to be start to end off. So after the city ends, I'll place the weather, get weather button. And let's put this as sorry, not match parent.
Your screen is
Or
getting very
let's put this
blurry.
as 0 dB. Oh, I don't know. Is are you saying just the phone screen or
Like the entire screen. Oh yeah, now it's correct. Now it's correct.
okay? And end to, I'm not gonna put this because it's going to get constrained on the left. This has to get constrained end to start off the submit button. So now we are constraining this. As you see, this line is constrained with this button, and that is constrained to the parent. So if we had to place it next to each other, we use start to start off or end to end off with respect to not just parent but different elements as well. So if you see right now the app, we'll see the city and we'll see the get weather next to each other.
Okay, but like the placement is what I don't understand. Like those constraints, space, like placement is what is
Mhm.
like kind of very confusing to me.
What do you mean by placement?
So, for example, I'm not able to perfectly predict where these constraints will place the element.
I think it's pretty like straightforward when you give it all the constraints you tell. So when I say start to start of parent, it's going to say, okay, I'm going to constrain myself to the parent. And I also, let's say I also put end to end of parent, then it's like it's being pulled from two sides, right? It's saying I want to try to end at the other side of the parent, start at this side of the parent. So I'm going to just put myself in the middle.
Oh, okay, okay.
And
So,
then
what about end to start off? Then would that pull it from the left and upward sides?
yes, I mean then now both of them would be on the left, which is not ideally a good design. So this constraint line would go from here to the so end to start off. Let's say the parent. So you see, it's getting even this constraint line is getting pulled here. So it's
Okay.
going to try to go to the try to go to the it's going to try to respect both the constraints you've put, and somewhere in middle it will place itself, but this is not a legal place to place itself, so we can't have end to start of parent and start to start of parent. So we'll have to choose one and then move it accordingly.
Okay.
Any other questions?
No.
Shriveni, Nisha, Dhyan, Pranati, Purvi.
Apparently, no.
Okay. Yeah, if you do get the chance, please try building this app. So I wanted your input for tomorrow's app, and everyone at least put it in the chat if possible. So tomorrow is Friday, so that would be the last class for our session. So the two apps I kind of have in mind. Did you say Tokyo? Yeah, we can input Tokyo and try. Yeah. Sorry. um No, I'm talking about any the next app ideas. So I have two apps in mind. Please either say one or two. The first option is like a quiz app that we can build. So the reason why we're building the quiz app is to understand right now we've only been working with the main activity that is just one screen. So ideally we would like to work with multiple activities where you navigate from one screen to the other. So I have something very basic built off. I didn't get the time to. So right now we're just splitting into multiple screens, so that we navigate from one activity to other. So start quiz, and then which shows you some text, some question, um, and you choose the answers and you show the screen. So this would have multiple screens. Um, or we can do this is actually the second app is one of my personal favorites, but it would also can I know everyone here, are they in engineering? Which year of engineering? So if you have completed data structures, if you have completed your first semester of engineering, you might have heard of bubble sort or merge sort. Kishan, I'm not sure if you do know this.
Like,
So
I think I have heard
it's
of
a
those
method.
algorithms.
Yeah, it's a method to sort. So this was one of the first apps I built on Flutter. Right now, I've not completed building it on Kotlin. So it is a animation UI for the bubble sort. So you generate a set of numbers. So right now we have the numbers on our screen and sorted. I have to slow down the animation here. So right now it's going too fast. but basically, technically, there's no animation here. But it seems like there's an animation here. It's just a for loop that goes through the entire list and writes your bubble sort algorithm, and we change the colors accordingly. Um, so it's just a UI animation for the code you've written.
I think
So this is another option, or any other we can go into. So by tomorrow I would like to introduce one more activity and see how navigation between that. You can choose which one you would like, or if you have any other ideas. Sorry, Kishan, go ahead.
it's okay. So maybe the your you said your personal favorite quiz app, right? So maybe that's better.
My personal favorite is the sorter, but I'm okay with either. Like, I think I really only understood sorting after I started making it in form of a UI. So, but yeah, quiz app also we can get started with. I'll also consult sort of, and unless anyone else has any. Purvi, Pranati, Dhyan, Nisha, Shriveni, any input
About
as
what about
to?
a chatting app that allows you to chat in the same network?
I think that would require a little more complexity, where we can do the UI part of it, but for you to be able to store it, that would be a little slightly more complex, and we don't have that much time because it's probably a 1.5 hour class.
So maybe your
Okay, got it. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead, Kishan.
yeah, yeah. Please go ahead first.
No, no. I was going to. I just read Praniti's chat. You can go ahead. What were you trying to say?
Yeah, yeah. I was trying to say we can go with quiz itself. Maybe.
Okay. We yes, we can go with quiz, but I will upload this APK or GitHub. If everyone has an Android phone, then you can always run the APK on your phone. It's nice to get a feel of the apps. And uh, if by tomorrow, if you're trying to install something, or if you're trying to install, I know everyone has exams, but if you're trying to install something over the weekend as well, please send me an email and we can sit together and do it. um I think we can close the class for today, because I don't want to get started with another project, unless anyone else has any questions, anything